Yeah, are you going to record, maybe? Why are you not working? Click! I'm clicking you! Oh, and I broke it. Why aren't you working? Oh. Okay. Are you working now? Are you working now? Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to Narcissu. I know I'm probably butchering that name, but okay. Anywho, my name is Roxas Guy, and I will be your narrator for this evening. So, please join me on what will probably be an emotional roller coaster. This is leaving off after my previous video. There was this place, kind of like a lounge at one side of the corridor, across from the nurse's station. This generally deserted place held a few couches and chairs, as well as a large TV. Stupid programs commemorating the new year were still being broadcast on that 28-inch screen. And there was a girl who looked absolutely bored watching that absolutely boring TV. Short, in pink pajamas, a white bracelet on her wrist, just like mine. Impressively long hair that almost reached down to her hips. Hey, do you find that interesting? There was no deep purpose in the asking. Simply, I had nothing else to do, so I started talking to her.
別に
Not really, was her only reply to me. She didn't turn to face me at all. And she kept looking on with boredom at the TV as if I didn't even exist. Then don't watch it. Even as I thought this, I sat down in the chair next to her. And side by side we watched TV. Nothing else to do. Nothing we could do. So we sat there silently and watched TV. New Year celebrating programs as per usual. A useless array of comedians and oddities. And every so often the MC's stupid, shrill laughter resounding dryly in this white sun-drenched lounge.
ねえあなた
Say, tell me. The girl suddenly started talking to me, but her eyes were always glued to the TV screen.
あなた何回目
How many times is it for you now? What do you mean by that?
ここに7階に来たの
How many times have you come here? To the 7th floor. Sorry, I have no clue what you're talking about.
そう初めてなんだね
I see. So it's your first time then. She'd seen my confusion about her question come to the right conclusion.
じゃあ他に誰もいないし私の役目だから
Then, since there's no one else around, and since it's my duty... Duty?
そういうルールなの
There's this rule. Nodding slightly, she explained the rule that was someone here. Rule was that someone here, 7th floor, should tell newcomers the truth. I knew nothing. I understood even less. And as if I did not even exist, she slowly started her speech.
それじゃあよく聞いてね
Sorry. Then listen closely. Her words spoken methodically, one by one, were a little different from all the ones I've heard from the doctors about this place. In their business-like, crisp syntaxes, they told me this is a place where one awaits for medical advances. This is a place where one heals one's heart, and perhaps they might even have been correct in a general sense. But according to the girl, that was just the party line. The truth was that this 7th floor was the only place in the hospital where medical treatments did not take place. This was just a place where you waited for your life to come to an end. Those were her words to me. I thought so as well. I'd felt it even before she'd spoken.
私、2回目だから。
See, this is my second time. Second time doing what?
ここに来るの。
Coming here. And then she explained to me that nobody on some floor stayed here from initial hospitalization all the way until death. While there was still zero possibility of being cured, you were sent home if your condition was stable. But if it worsened again, you would be returned here. That cycle ended only in death. Whether it was at home or here on the 7th floor, always one of the two you were going to die. No way to escape it, it seemed. And with that meaning permeated in every word, she informed me that this was her second time up here.
じゃあ、一度しか言わないから。
I'm only going to say this once.
ここからは
So listen closely
よ
now.
く聞いて。
She continued speaking, all the while staring at the blank TV screen. This wasn't idle chit-chat about when lights out was or where the kitchen was or anything like that. This was something completely different. The third time you are discharged home, resign yourself. There won't be a fourth time. You'll never go home again. If you ever want to escape, head toward B station, not the A station. Eat nothing, that's the simplest shortcut. You leave the smallest burden on your family that way. It was as if she was packed to the brim with matters like those. This was probably an oral tradition, relevant only to those who are going to die, and kept by those who came here for that purpose. So is this the duty that you're talking about?
そうよ。
Yes, that's right.
いつかあなたも初めて来た人には伝えてね。
So do remember to perform it for a newcomer yourself someday, okay? With those words, she slowly stood up. She casually tossed her long hair, and it grazed my nose.
じゃあ、検温の時間だから。
I have to go get my temperature measured, so... Then she turned her back and started walking down the corridor. Now completely deserted, save for me, the lounge held only the laughter of the TV and the white flowers by the windowsill. In the end, she didn't even look at me once. Protagonist. Oh, okay. A few days later, New Year's celebrations were over, and the middle and high school students were beginning a new term. And just as ever, she and I sat in this lounge, staring blankly at the TV. This is boring.
そうね。
So it is. So we said, but we both kept our eyes on the screen. Hey, is this place always this way?
質問の意味がわからない。
I don't understand what you're getting at. I'm getting at how it's always deserted. Other than the nurses, doctors, and help staff, and other than her, I've not seen a single person. Did everybody go home for the New Year or something?
その理由を知りたいの？
Do you really want to know? Well, I didn't mean...
じゃあ言わない。
Then I won't tell you. We, who disinterestedly tossed back and forth this exchange that could not even be called a conversation. The slight breeze coming from the window that would not open for more than 15 centimeters. From time to time, her hair would sway, as if in agreement to the flowers on the windowsill would too. This was how we killed time day after day, staring at that boring good-for-nothing TV. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Oh, here are the two of you, an elderly nurse said as she rushed towards us. From what I'd seen, the nurse's station was apparently the change. She was apparently the change nurse of floor 7. The charge nurse. Change nurse. Well, Miss Itsumi, any fever?
大丈夫。出てない。
I'm fine. No fever. Satsumi? So that was her name. You really shouldn't be moving around like this. Do you understand? Everyone's worried about you.
別にいいよ。
Well, whatever. Come now, what kind of answer is that? Oh, children these days. The nurse continued to scold and henpeck for some while longer, and the girl named Satsumi, just pretended not to notice at all. She simply stared straight forward at the boring TV, paying that fussy nurse as little heed as she could. I'll be coming later to draw some blood, okay? With those words, the charge nurse went back to the nurse's station. Hey, you know. Well, mind if I call you Satsumi? I asked this as I stared at her white vinyl ID bracelet, and the blood type and the name had been written therein. Is something the matter, Satsumi?
どうして呼び捨てなの？
Why are you calling me that? Huh?
年下のくせに。
You're younger than me. Hey, why am I younger than you?
別に。そう思っただけ。
Nothing. That's just what I thought is all. It wasn't that I offended that she called me younger than her. It was just that no matter how I looked at it, though I was 5 or 6 years older than she was. That's why I took out my driver's license from my breast pocket and handed it directly to her. See? I may not seem it, but I'm 20.
やっぱり年下よ。
So you're younger after all. She only took a glance at my license before handing it back to me. I don't really get what you're saying.
どうでもいいじゃない。少し上なだけよ。
It doesn't really matter. I'm just a little older than you are. That's all. She murmured as expressionlessly as ever. Her eyes were fixed on that boring TV, all right. But also it felt as if she was gazing at something far away. After they'd taken my AM vital signs, I snuck past the nurses and boarded the elevator. When I got to the first floor, I walked out of the outpatient clinic doors and walked outside of the hospital. My goal was that place that I had been told about not long ago, the faraway B station, not the nearby A station. It wasn't that I wanted to escape or anything. At 7th floor at home, none of us died anywhere else. That's what I'd been told. And this B station, which this girl named Satsumi had apparently been to many times. That's why at least just once I went to see this place with my own eyes. It's not as if there's going to be any guard on duty. Even so, we are inhabitants of 7th floor, different from the other inpatients. And thinking of vague maybes, so early in the morning, I headed toward the station. My legs settled into a lazy gait as I glanced alongside at the people commuting to school or work. After about 25 minutes of this, I arrived in front of the station. Roughly 4 bus stops away when I calculated it out. Wow, there are a lot of people here. It was my first impression of the B station. I stood out a bit because I was in pajamas, but I felt that if I could just buy a subway ticket, I'd be able to go anywhere, no question about it. I still had no idea why I'd been told to go to B station, not the A station, but it looked as if it would be easy to escape if I really wanted to. She must have come here many times herself, so why did she remain on 7th floor right now? The station in the early morning. I stood there thinking these thoughts as I watched the people rapidly passing by me. That night, after lights out, bored of manga and unable to sleep, I wandered through the hospital alone. Certainly it wasn't supposed to be allowed after lights out, but we, 7th floor, had a peculiar kind of liberty. So, in the presence of no light, in the pitch black stillness of the lounge, that was where I found her. Hey, have you been looking outside today? Yeah. The darkened interior, she did not answer me. She did answer me, but continued to stare out the window as if she had not. I immediately launched into what happened today. Oh, by the way, I went out to the station today. The B station, just as you taught me.
So,
I see. But her response did not change. I thought that she'd react to something because she'd been there before too. But now that I thought about it, did the fact that she was here mean that she had no intention of escaping in the first place?
私
I'm going to be going home
もうす
soon.
ぐ
Oops, sorry. What? She opened her mouth abruptly and spoke as if she'd seen right through me.
でも次で3回目だから
But next time will be the 3rd time,
もう会えないかもね
so we may not see each other again. Yeah, I guess. Probably what she was talking about was a temporary discharge from the hospital. She told me that nobody was discharged from the 7th floor more than 3 times. Unlike the elderly, given the process of our disease, this meant all the more to young people like us. Her, we may not see each other again, was filled with that kind of meaning.
あなたはどちらを選ぶの
Oh, which one have you decided on? Decided on?
どっちで死ぬつもりってこと
Where you're going to die. When the word death came up so abruptly, I was at a total loss for words. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I can't use my words. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
そうまだ1回目だもんね
I see. It's just your first time, after all. She murmured, looking desolate. Certainly it wasn't as if I was going to exist here forever. Just like everyone else, I would be admitted and discharged, slowly growing weak, and someday I would have to choose in the end, here on the 7th floor, or at home surrounded by those fake smiles.
私は家は嫌
I don't want to die at home,
だけどここも嫌
but I don't want to die here either. Then what will you do?
別にどうもしない
I guess the only thing.
自力で歩けるうちにどこかに行くだけ
is to go somewhere while I still have the strength to. Somewhere. You can't be this girl who is staying here on 7th floor when she could have escaped anytime she wanted. When I thought of that, do you have any other place to go?
あなた
Do you
私を引き止めたいの
want to stop me? What?
それとも一緒についてきたいの
Or do you want to come with me? Well, no, that wasn't what I was thinking about.
じゃあ聞かないで
Then don't ask. She was staring out the window as she spoke, dispassionate, not looking once at me, the same as ever. But then, and just then, her usual expressionless face looked so sad. Her usual expressionless face looked so very sad to me. I was a newcomer to 7th floor, just recently taught the 3rd discharge was the last, and she was a girl who soon was to be discharged for the 2nd time. I still did not feel anything real about what was happening to me, but would I too come to wear such a face someday? Alright guys. Sure you don't want to keep going? Okay. Alright guys, thank you for watching. As you can see, I added the webcam just in case I you know, start like tearing up a little bit because I can tell this is gonna get really sad. But yeah, it seems like it's really good so far. And it's free. It's free on Steam. Anybody can play it. It's got the 1st and 2nd, and then grand finale, which I'm going to do the whole shebang because this is awesome. But I'm thinking I do like visual novels. I'm going to do this, and then I have another one in mind, Clannad. So if you guys have ever heard of it, it's an excellent anime. I highly recommend it, especially if you like a good tearjerker every once in a while. But yeah, this has been Narcissu, which I already know I'm butchering the name, but hey, what can you do? So if you guys want to see more, let me know in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, once again, let me know in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and that's about it. Twitter and Facebook. I update my Twitter with a bunch of daily stuff that, daily stuff that, I don't know, I'll let you know when I'm recording something or when I'm doing something exciting, like going to Comic-Con, which I'm going to, which is going to be awesome. Phoenix Comic-Con, just letting everyone know, so you don't, like, I know I don't have a huge fan basis, but so that way you don't get excited that, oh, he's going to San Francisco Comic-Con. I wish. But I will see you guys in the next video. Please like and share my video, and to stay updated to my channel, subscribe. That really helps. And until next time, guys, stay awesome. See you in the next video, guys.